Hello guys, welcome to the lecture series of Computer Organization and Advanced Microprocessors. This is our 17th lecture, that is Data Representation in Fixed Point Numbers Basics. Till the lecture 16 we have learned about the how to draw the digital circuits and almost everything about the circuits, right? But now the time to learn that how actually these circuits store the data, or how memory stores the data, or how processor work or process the data. So normally we know that computer understands only 0 and 1. So everything, each and every data which you feed to the system, first it converts it into the binary, and that binary format of your data will be stored in some particular fashion, right? And that we are going to learn that how system stores the data and how it calculates the or how it performs the different arithmetic operations to get the to generate the output. So this is all about the data presentation inside the system, and it has two different methods for floating point format and fixed point format. And in this series we are going to learn about the fixed point number. So this is the this lecture contains some basic idea about it. And in next lecture we will learn the fixed point numbers in detail. Okay, so normally what is the confusion or where students get stuck, that how to convert the normal number or a decimal number into the binary, right? There are many methods like power method is there, then subtraction addition method is there, many methods are there. So which is comfortable to you, you can follow just to convert any number into the binary. At this point we are just assuming that you know very well that how to convert the any decimal number into binary, because now onwards it will be very necessary that you should know the binary number for each and every decimal number. And suppose you don't know, then you should be very you can easily convert that number into the binary. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to learn about some rules and regulations, some basic concepts of binary arithmetic operations. If we take an example, let's say that I have one number, let's say 8, and if I ask that is this number positive or a negative, then you will easily say that yes, it's a positive number, because what we understand, what we consider, that any number without the sign we consider it positive. But if I want to write the negative number, I have to mention the sign before it, right? So this is my negative number and this is my positive number. But what if I have this number 1000 and the other number I have 0111? I have these two numbers, both are the binary numbers, right? This is my decimal numbers, this is the decimal numbers, and these are the binary numbers. Okay, so now the question is, how will we identify that from both these numbers, see, from both these numbers, which one is a positive and which one is a negative? And for that we use this concept. That concept is a signed magnitude form. So computer represents integer as unsigned and signed values. So if your binary number is a positive, you should write 0 before it, and if your number is negative, you should write 1 before it. So this is the first step towards the binary arithmetic. So you should know this. To present the to display the positive number, use the 0 sign, and for the negative number we will use the 1 sign. So 0 is for the positive values and 1 is for the negative values. So this is about the sign magnitude form for the binary numbers. Okay, now let's take an example of a sign magnitude form. Here we have taken register A. We are not going into that detail that what is register A, but just keep in mind that register is a smallest unit of the memory where you can store the data, and you can store only one bit. How many bit? One bit in one register. Okay, so here I have register named A, and this is my 6-bit register. How many bits? 6-bit register, and the name of the register is A. Okay, so A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, and this is the A5. Now, when you store the data, when you store any decimal numbers, what it does, suppose you want to store the -18 number, right? So first system will convert this 18 into the binary. And what is the binary for the 18? That is 10010. This is the binary for the 18. And what is the sign? Here we have the negative 18. So my sign bit is the 1. So keep in mind this thing, that this is my sign bit. It is very important thing. This is the sign bit, right? Okay, so this is about the storing the negative numbers. The similar way, here I have okay, here I have 21. 21 is a positive number, but before that I need to convert 21 into the binary, and the binary for the 21 is 1 0 1 0 and 1. And because this is the positive number, you see, in decimal number normally we don't put the positive sign, but we consider that without signed or unsigned numbers is always a positive number. So here we are considering that this is my plus 21, and for the plus or for the positive number we have the 0 sign bit. So here I can say that my A register, which has a capacity to store 6 bits, where I am storing 5 bits for the number and the 1 bit for the sign. So these are my data bits and this is my sign bit, right? So it's very easy, very simple. So it's about the sign magnitude form, that how system stores your data into the binary, and when it's a matter of the signs of the numbers, how to store the sign bit in particular register. Okay, now here we have some signs, symbols for the negative numbers, or to display the negative binary numbers, right? So see, suppose I have a number 10010. This is my number, and I want to display this number as a negative number. So in that case, what is the sign bit? It would be 1 would be the sign bit for that. But how will I know? If suppose if I write 110010, how will I come to know that this is my data bit or a sign bit? And to bifurcate this thing, that this bit, see, particularly we are talking about this bit. This bit is my sign bit and our rest are the data bit. For that we use these different symbols. So see this, in a very first example we have used the underscore sign. So 1 underscore, so it says that the bit with the, or a number with the underscore is a negative. Also you can use the hyphen sign. See, this is underscore, this is hyphen sign. Also you can use the dot sign, and also you can use the asterisk sign. So these are the symbols. You can use any of the symbols. Normally I prefer this one. This I normally prefer. You can use anyone, and also this also we can prefer. So it's all about the sign symbols to display the negative numbers. Okay, now let's see some binary arithmetic rules. As we know that in the mathematics we have total 4 basic operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And in a similar way we have all these operations on the binary numbers, but here we have some different rules to perform all these operations. So let's see. Let's start with the first addition operation. Okay, so we have already studied about the addition of binary numbers, where we check the sum, and also we check the, okay, yes, we check the sum and we check the carry, right? So 0 plus 0, sum 0 and the carry 0. Similar way we have 1 plus 0, 1 plus 1 and 1 plus 1 plus 1. So here we have different rules for the addition. So the next rules table is for the subtraction. For the subtraction, okay, for the subtraction we have two different columns. One is for the difference and the other one is for the borrow. Okay, so 0 minus 0 we have the 0, then we have 0 minus 1 where the difference is 1 and the borrow is 1. We know that when we subtract any bigger value from the smaller value, we always need a borrow. So here we have 1 borrow, then 1 minus 0, difference is 1 and borrow is 0, and when we do 1 minus 1 the difference is 0 and we don't have any borrow for that. The next operation is the multiplication operation, where if this is for the binary, where only see this, only this one multiplied by 1 gives the output 1, rest of all remains the 0, right? So this is about the multiplication. And the last we have division. Okay, so in division, if we divide the 0 by 1 we get the 0, and if it's a 1 by 0 it's a 1. So when we learn about the data representation, mostly we will focus on this portion, that is the addition operation. So our main focus will be on the addition operation only. So let's see that how we are what we are going to learn in the next slides by using the addition operation on binary numbers. Okay, so after learning that how to set the sign bit and what is the how to perform different binary operations using the binary arithmetic rules, now let's check that how to validate that your binary answer is correct or not, and how to write the sign bit in the answer. So let's see the next slide. Okay, now let's take an example. Let's say 1 1 0 0 0. This is my binary number and I want to subtract 1 0 0 0 0. Okay, so what would be the answer for this? The answer is 0 0 0 0 0 1 and 0. This would be the answer. But how to validate that this answer is correct? How to validate this, right? So to validate this, let's check the ASCII. Sorry, decimal. This is my binary numbers and here I'll write the decimal numbers. So the 11000 is the binary for the 24 and 10000. This is the binary for 16. So what would be the answer? Answer would be 8 and 01000. The same result. Okay, so here we can say that this answer is right. Right? Let's take another example. So we'll take another example. Let's say I have 1 0 0 1 and I want to subtract 1 1 1 1. Okay, now let's see what would be the answer based on the rules. 1 minus 1 0, 0 minus 1 1, 0 1 1, 1 1 0. Okay, so this is my answer. How to validate it? To validate it, we'll check the decimal numbers for the values. Okay, so 1001 is the decimal is the binary for the number 9, and what we are going to do, we are going to subtract 1 1 1 1, that is the binary for the 15, right? 15. And what would be the answer? Answer would be 6, minus 6, right? Okay, so now let's check the result. So this is my answer, and 110, this is the binary for 6, right? Now how to represent these values, right? Here we have, so we got the two answers, right? See, we got, this is my one answer and this is my second answer. But what is the difference is, here I have plus 8 and here I have minus 6, right? So how to write it? So for 8, my binary number, because see, here we have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits. So we will write 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is my binary number for 8. And because here I have, which sign we have? Plus sign, right? We have plus sign. And to represent the plus sign, we use, what we use for the positive number? We use 0, right? So 0.010000. So now this is the perfect answer. Right now I can say both are equal, and same for the 6. Okay, so what is the binary for, because see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 values we have, so we'll write 0, 1, 1 and 0. But as we can see over here, that here we have the negative sign, and for the negative sign, what we use? For the negative sign we use 1, right? So 1 dot. So this is my final answer. So now this is right. So this is how we calculate and validate the binary numbers and binary arithmetic operations. Now let's take a look at how to store the signed numbers. So here, as you can see in the image, that we have taken numbers from 0 to 7, and we know that 7 has the 7 is a 3 bits, total 3 bits. That is the maximum, is to store the numbers from 0 to 7, maximum 3 spaces we require, right? 3 locations we need, 1, 2 and 3. So it means if I have 3 registers, then I can store 0 to 7 easily. But what if I want to store the numbers with the sign, right, along with the sign? As you can see that here we have taken the negative signs and the positive signs, right? Okay, so to store these signs we need extra location, and for that we require the fourth location over here. So we can say that to store the numbers with maximum 3 bits, along with the sign, we need a one more extra register, that is the 4-bit registers required to store 3 bits number along with the sign bit. So here is the example for to store the sign bits or a sign numbers along with the sign bits. Okay, now one more concept we have to understand, and that concept is a bit overflow. What is the bit overflow? Here we have taken one example. See this example. First we'll start with this column, that is the decimal number column. We'll start with this column. Okay, so here we have the decimal numbers 15 and 1, and we are performing the addition operation, right? Which operation we are performing? We are performing the addition operation. Okay, so now what is happening over here? 15 plus 1 will get the 16. It's simple, right? We'll get the 16. Okay, so the same thing we'll do using the binary numbers. So the binary for the 15 is 1, 1, 1 and 1. That is the binary. And for the 1, the binary number is 0, 0, 0 and 1. Perfect, right? Now let's perform the addition operation based on the rules. And after performing the operation, 1 plus 1, 0 and 1 carry, 1 plus 1, 0, 1 carry, 1 plus 1, 0, 1 carry, 1 plus 1, 0 and 1 carry, and this is the carry, right? So as you can see over here that we have performed the addition operation on 4 bits number, and in the answer we are getting how many bits we are getting? We are getting the 5 bits, right? 5 bits we got, right? So when you are performing the operation on n bits, and if you are getting the answer in n plus 1 bits, that plus or an extra bit we call the overflow bit. What we call? We call it overflow bit, right? So this is the concept of the overflow bit. Also in the other context, if you want to know, then see this 15 number, decimal 15 requires how many maximum bits it requires? It requires 4 bits, right? It requires 4 bits. But 16 number requires 5 bits, right? So this is the difference, or this is the other way to identify that there is a overflow in the bit or not. So this is the concept of bit overflow. Okay, as we know that we are learning this data representation technique is to store the data inside the system, or to know that how system performs in various mathematical operations on the binary data. So there are basically two methods or two formats in which you can store the data. The first is the fixed point numbers, and the second is the floating point number. These days we are learning the fixed point numbers. In a fixed point numbers, again there are two methods, method 1 and method 2. Method 1 contains the r minus 1's complement, which has two different types of complement method, 9's complement and 1's complement, and in the method 2 there is the r's complement method, which has 10's complement and the 2's complement. So 9's complement is basically for the decimal numbers, and 1's complement is for the binary numbers. In a similar way, for the r's complement, 10's complement is for the decimal number and 2's complement is for the binary numbers. Here this r stands for, this r means the radix point. So sometimes we call the radix. What is radix? That we will learn in the later on sections. But right now just remember that for the data representation, there are two ways to represent the data. One is a fixed point and the other is a floating point. These days we are learning fixed point numbers. In fixed point we have two different methods. Okay, we have method 1 and we have method 2. And in the first method, that is the r minus 1's complement, and second method is the r's complement. First method, r minus 1's complement, contains the 9's complement for decimal numbers, and 1's complement is for the binary numbers. Similar way, for the r's complement, there are again two methods. 10's complement is for the decimal numbers and the 2's complement is for the binary numbers. So this is about the data representation techniques. We will learn about the fixed point numbers in more detail along with the sums, along with the calculations in the next lecture. Okay guys, so it was all about the basic idea about the data representation for the fixed point number technique or format, where we have learned about the different arithmetic rules. Also we have seen that how to calculate the numbers, and what are the different methods or sign symbols to display the negative numbers in the binary, along with the two different techniques, that is r minus 1 and the r's complement method. More we will learn in the next lecture. Happy learning. Thank you.